welcome back to Brighter Financial Fridays, sponsored by our friends at Discover. Now, I'm pleased to welcome back my friend Erin Lowry. You guys know her as the author of the Broke Millennial series. She's always got amazing insights on all matters financial. Erin, great to see you again.
Great to be here.
We're all living online more and more, so much so that 2020 has seen a 30% spike in global internet traffic. That means more people are paying bills, catching up with family, hanging out with colleagues online, which is why it's more important than ever before to be cyber savvy and to help protect yourself from identity theft. Hey, Erin, tell me a little bit about some of the basics around identity theft that maybe a lot of us miss.
Well, I think a big thing with identity theft is right now we've been locked at home, and sure, the internet is wonderful for keeping us in touch with our loved ones and perhaps working remotely. And we've been doing a lot of online shopping, getting everything we need with the click of a button. But with all of that also comes a rise of the risk of digital identity theft. And it's something most of us don't think about, but can really screw up our financial lives.
And so say more. I mean, like conceptually, I get it. If someone hacks into my bank account or if someone steals my credit card, I know that, life can become difficult. But if you've never gone through it before, make it plain for someone who hasn't experienced the pain firsthand.
Well, you just did touch on two of the major pain points. And one is the idea of your credit card information can get stolen and fraudulent charges. The other thing is there could be access directly to your bank account, money taking out, or someone can get your information and start opening up accounts in your name. A study from Javelin Insights and Research found the consumers themselves were responsible for $3.5 billion of fraudulent charges. And what I mean by responsible is that it was on them to pay it back. It wasn't necessarily stuff that could just get discharged.
Have you ever been a victim of identity theft? Have you ever been impacted, or anyone in your family?
I have. I've been a victim of identity theft, as has my sister, and it is so overwhelming to deal with. I actually had $600 stolen out of my checking account, and that was also at a point in my life where $600, I didn't have a huge amount of savings. That was gonna mean I couldn't pay rent if I didn't get that money back quickly enough. Luckily, I noticed it fast, I reported it, was able to prove that I didn't actually make those purchases. And because they had gotten my debit card information, they were able to actually take money directly out of my checking account. It wasn't just credit card fraud.
So what can you do? Like, what do smart people do? What advice do you give people who either are experiencing this or want to avoid this happening in the first place?
Well, one of the big simple things you can do is frequently change your passwords, especially to financial accounts. Make sure that they don't match other things like your email account and your bank account and the other accounts that you use maybe for social media. So if there is a hack and your information is vulnerable, then you make sure that they're all different. Change them on a regular basis. And you should also set up two-factor authentication on anything that gives you the option to, particularly with your financial accounts, to ensure that you have to prove that you are who you say you are, so a scammer can't get easy access.
That's a good one. It's funny. I'm often offered the opportunity to do two-factor, and you're like, I'm busy, I don't want to do it. But I think you're right. Given the risk of that probably makes sense. I think that makes a ton of sense. What else can I do? Are there other interesting tools? Are there services that can help me out, both to avoid trouble in the first place or deal with it once it's happened?
Fortunately, there are tools out there that you can get access to. For instance, with Discover, you can use Discover's Social Security alerts. So what that does is it makes sure that Discover is scouring the thousands of dark websites that exist. If your Social Security flags, they will alert you. And this is actually a free tool for Discover card members. All you have to do is activate it.
Interesting. So say more. How complicated is it? Do I just go online and I get access to it? Do I have to pay for it?
Well, particularly if you're a Discover card member, it is free. All you have to do is go and activate it. So I know for me, as soon as I realized it was available, I was like, yes, please, let's go, because I'm not on the dark web trolling to see if my Social Security number is potentially compromised. So it's nice to know that somebody else is doing it for me. So it's a really good way for you to be proactive instead of having to deal with the pain of being reactive.
And so talk to me a little bit about the reactive piece of it too. Like, once it has happened to me, where do I go from there? How do I address it? How do I deal with it?
It is so overwhelming. Immediately after it happens, you log into a bank account and notice that numbers aren't right, or perhaps you log into your credit card and say like, hey, I did not make that charge. Or your credit card company might call you and say like, are you in Georgia at a sub shop? And you're like, nope, I'm still in New York City. And like, all right, we'll close it down. But the other thing that's really important for you is to immediately change your passwords to everything. Update all that information. If you haven't set up two-factor authentication, make sure that you do so.
Erin, thank you so much. Hey guys, it's so important that we all get smart about our cybersecurity, right? Like we absolutely have to. And it's great that if you're a Discover Card member, you can sign up for free Social Security alerts. So if you want to learn more, if you want to make that happen, go to discover.com/free alerts. Erin and Discover, thank you guys again for another Brighter Financial Friday. And Erin, I hope to see you again. Keep bringing me the good stuff. Really appreciate it. You're helping all of us.